friends, I'm back and today I'm transforming the space behind me into a Christmas themed sensory table. So if you want to see what I do this year, then please give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap the bell to get notified this Vlogmas. Let's start creating. If this is our first time meeting, thank you so much for clicking on today's video, and if you are here for Vlogmas 2020, thank you so much for tuning back in. One thing that really excites me about Christmas time is creating moments for my kids to just explore and enjoy Christmas. There's nothing better than creating sensory activities to give them shared experiences and just to hear and see the pure joy of Christmas come alive in our house. In today's video, I'll be sharing 2 new Christmas sensory activities. If you see anything on the table that is of interest to you, but I haven't shared the process of making it, then it means that it's from last year's sensory table. So you can click on the link up here, or in the description box below, you can watch afterwards my sensory table from last year. I made a whole heap of different things, but this year we are trying to keep in with our Christmas theme of red and white, just like our Christmas tree. The other thing that I'm trying to keep in the front of my mind when creating these activities is that it's not necessarily a cookie cutter experience where they need to get to a certain end product, but it's more of the explorative play where any outcome is a good outcome, and that way there's no fear of failing, but just getting them to ignite their imagination and their creativity. Without further ado, let's create my first sensory tray. In each sensory tray, I kind of have like a hero item that is the, I guess, theme of the tray. So in one of the trays, we are going to be using fake snow. And in the other tray, the hero or the theme is going to be a pine cone. In the pine cone tray, the play idea is the fact that they are in a winter wonderland. So I'm gonna create some snow using some cotton wool buds and recycling some of the packaging foam that has come in our click and collect orders. And then I've got some pom-poms that they can decorate in the actual pine cone. So it's a really good fine motor activity. It also gives the kids some creative license. If they want to put some of the snow onto the pine cones, then they can create that. They can move the pine cones around. So once again, there is a concept of play here, but the outcome is fully up to them and their creativity.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that...
The next tray was inspired by this snow. I found it when I was at the cheap shop and I thought it would be a great sensory idea. And when I looked on Pinterest, I saw a couple of people had done fake snow trays with like cookie cutters to make fake cookies or little snowmans and stuff like that. So that is the theme for the next tray. I've never done this before, so on the back is the instructions. And it has a shelf life approximately of 2 weeks. So I did grab 2 packets so that I'd have enough for the month of December. If the girls don't show an interest of this tray once this batch does run out, I'll just change it over for a different tray. So let's get to making some fake snow.
In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand.
Now that the trays are all done, that is the biggest step that you will have to do for creating your sensory table, because the next part is just laying it all out for them to actually play with. It's good not to overwhelm them with too many activities, and I kind of categorize them according to what the intention of play is. So if it's an auditory play, activity, then that kind of goes on one side. If it's our sensory touch play, then it goes at the front. The kids also will have their own Christmas tree on the sensory table, and I find this is a really great strategy if you want your kids to leave the main Christmas tree alone. It gives them an outlet for them to redesign and to play with the baubles, which helps redirect them away from the main Christmas tree onto theirs. So let's lay it all out for them.
Hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the windows in the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand. You ready? Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
One thing that's really important when setting up your play area for the first time is that you give some examples of what they could be doing with the equipment in front of them, because obviously how they use the equipment is up to them, but sometimes it can be overwhelming when you're given a blank canvas and told to just go. And that's the reason why here on my Christmas tree activity area, I have got one tree all set up ready to go. That way when the girls come home, they know the general idea of what this tray is and how they can use all the materials there. With the snow tray, I have left it blank and just have the cookie cutters at the back. They probably will just want to touch and feel the snow to begin with. And then the final tray is my pasta and foam tray. That one is honestly just a sensory experience where there is soft, squishy, and rough. And I feel like those different surfaces will go really well. At the back, you can see that I've got the Nativity Manger here. That's just a play area for them to reenact the Nativity story. Here in the middle is all of my sound sensory equipment. These were things that I made last year. So once again, the link is in the description box below if you want to know how to make that. The reason why it's also in the middle of the table is slightly strategic because it will be harder for Zoe to reach. If she could, she would play with it all day, which is fine. However, with Finn being a newborn and needing sleep, I need to make sure that that's more on rotation and not an every moment of the day toy. And then finally behind me is a blank canvas of a Christmas tree with the kids' ornaments that they have made over the years, and they'll be able to decorate their Christmas tree. These are examples of some sensory activities that we'll be doing in our house this year. There are so many different things that you could do, and at the end of the day, I will be restarting each of the sensory tubs. That way when they wake up in the morning, they have a fresh canvas to start again. Sometimes it can be overwhelming and kids might not want to play if things are set up from the previous session because they don't want to take their creation down. Obviously, if the kids do something that they want to savor until Mick gets home or they want to save for the next day, I'm not going to take it down. But it really is good to press that restart button for them so that they can continue to enjoy these activities all the way up until Christmas Day. Question of the day: what is a sensory play activity that you have in your household, or what is something that you've seen today that you want to make for your kids this year? Comment down below, I'd love to hear from you. Yeah. Are you gonna decorate it?
Yeah.
Here. Yeah. You feel it?
No.
Snow. Give it a go.
No, right.
You give it a go. Oh, that's pretty cool.
I like this. Where's baby Jesus?
In the manger. Good job. It's a candy cane. Yeah, it's a candy cane. Good job. You press it down.
So this is Mary.
What do you think of the snow? Is it soft and fluffy?
Yeah.
It's been a week since we've done our sensory play table. How are you liking the play area?
Great.
Yeah, a couple of things have evolved since then. So we've actually added some...
Toilet paper.
We have added some toilet paper, and this is really cool because the kids balance the pine cones on top of it.
Toilet paper. I fifi.
Yeah, for the Christmas trees. So the kids balance the pine cones on to make Christmas trees, and they're also using the toilet paper rolls to put the pom-poms in, and then they push them out and it makes kind of like a firework thing. So do you like your sensory play area?
Yay!
Yay! So if you've liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe and tap that bell to get notified this Vlogmas, and we'll see you in our next video.
No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas time.